I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof.
Order.
If I'm going down,
Order
I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
Nino Brown Boxing, I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So, I was on Instagram last night, and I followed Terence Crawford. I went onto his story, and Terence Crawford basically put up the post to his fans, asked me anything. And obviously, it was a large influx of questions by the fans on various topics. You're talking professional boxing, who you want to fight next, tips for amateur boxers, like what should I do? People asking him, like when it comes to his skills, like what does he attribute most of that? He said things like studying. He talked about fishing and how, just trash talking with people about, I can outfish anyone, or what's the best fish that you wanted, your favorite fish to catch, and like, the biggest fish. All of that stuff. When does he want to fight in the UK? Terence Crawford is out here interacting with his fans, and it's just one of the things where I feel like doesn't get enough attention. To me, Terence Crawford is a very easy person to understand, and it's one of those things where I don't understand why so many people look at it like it's extremely like Terence Crawford is confusing to them. And to me, Terence Crawford's no dummy. He's not. And I say that because Terence Crawford is like a lot of guys that I know, a lot of guys that I grew up with, a lot of guys in my family, a lot of athletes, period. But it's just one of those things where the boxing, it's like you're an independent contractor, so the setup, the structure of it all is different. I say he's like a lot of athletes, a lot of competitors, because Terence Crawford looks at it like he's this type of guy. He's not like the LeBron James of boxing. And I'm not talking about popularity. I'm talking about when it comes to friendships and shit like that. He's not an all-in-your-face, talk to everyone type of guy. He's an introvert. He stays to himself. But Terence Crawford, the biggest quality about Terence Crawford that I feel like a lot of people either don't understand because their personality is different, or they ignore. Terence Crawford is an introvert that don't fuck with people that don't fuck with him. Now, when you say the people that don't fuck with him, obviously that's subjective based off of what Terence Crawford views as a person not fucking with him. It can be a person that just outright disrespects him on a daily basis, or it can be a person when it comes to boxing, they don't view him as that guy. Now, they may view him as that guy pound for pound. They may not view him as that guy pound for pound. They may view him as that guy as a welterweight. They may not view him as that guy as a welterweight. So, Terence Crawford to me is very simple. And I feel like people are making this a lot more complex. And I found like, because I was talking to my girl about it. And, she watched boxing with me, but she's not like some hardcore boxing fan or anything like that. But I explained the situation to her, and she compared it to me as how guys, when guys are dating girls and shit, and they say women make shit so complicated, when they say the men are actually very simple, but the women make this shit complicated, trying to gain an understanding of who they are. But the reality is they're a lot more simple. And I feel like that's the same thing with Terence Crawford. I feel like Terence Crawford is very simple, but people make his personality a lot more complex than what it is. And like basically what I just explained is, if he views you as not fucking with him, he don't fuck with you. And to me, it don't get no more simple than that. I mean, Terence Crawford, I've seen him, like I follow him on Instagram. I see him interact with his fans. I see him interact with his people. And it's really that plain and simple. And some people don't understand like the severity of being an introvert and how that affects you, how draining it is just to be that social. And sometimes, like being social, when you Like sometimes you just have to be social. Sometimes you're contractually obligated to be social. And I understand that with my profession as well. I have a YouTube channel, but before I wanted to start a YouTube channel years ago, I'm not some extremely social person. I stay to myself, I stay within my circle, so I can personally relate to Terence Crawford. But, so for me personally, like, okay, I made an analogy on Trill Boxing Talk one day. I put it in the super chat. And I said, expecting Terence Crawford to go on a show like Trill Boxing Talk and put himself in that environment, it's like expecting a diehard Washington Redskins fan a diehard shy, introverted Redskin fan to go to Dallas by himself and go to the rowdiest Dallas Cowboys football bar with the most aggressive, passionate Cowboys fans. Like, just based off a person's personality in that situation, it's not going to happen. It's really not going to happen. And I understand. It's just everything. Look, different strokes for different folks. Everybody got a different personality, different people. Everyone moves differently. Terence Crawford is not like Floyd Mayweather out here. He has a completely different personality that people tend to disagree with. But everyone's going to be different, and it is what it is. So me, I get Terence Crawford. I understand his personality. And another thing when it comes to Crawford is I'll just let the guy be the guy. I mean, that's all we can do. The way he is the way he is. And that's all I can do is accept it. As long as he goes into the ring and he is entertaining, even though he's not facing the stiffest of competition, he's beating the people that are being put in front of him, man. At this point in time, that's all we can ask for. It's Nina Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.